Hello, I'm SurferClock.
And I'm TAP-G.
And welcome to What's the Attraction?
Where our work is your vacation. Oh, hey, before we start anything, I want to show you something.
What's this?
This, my friend, is a 1995 map of Disney MGM Studios. I got this a while ago over at Theme Park Connection. Check this out.
Oh, would you look at that?
Pretty sweet, huh? No Fantasmic, no Rock and Roller Coaster, no Toy Story, no Disney Junior.
Ooh, no hat.
LOL. No kidding. Let's see, you got the old animation tour, you got the Monster Sound Show, Residential Street, Inside the Magic, Superstar Television. Wow.
Yeah, lots changed.
Well, yeah, that, but I mean, you notice something else?
Like what?
All the stuff I just mentioned, the good old behind the scenes of the magic of movie making, it's all gone.
Not all of it. I mean, hey, we saw the studio backlot tour.
Yeah, the declawed, de-toothed, gutted version.
And Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and what else?
Well, this is closed.
Yeah, you got nothing, don't you?
Well, we have all the cool behind-the-scenes stuff at Universal.
Yeah, such as?
Oh, there's Universal Horror Makeup Show and animal actors and...
See a pattern here? All the cool, awesome, interactive attractions that highlight the inherent awesomeness of making movies. Gone the way of the Toad.
You mean Dodo.
No, Toad isn't Mr. Toad.
Fair enough. So now we have to ask ourselves the question, what happened behind the scenes movie-making attractions in Florida? When Universal Studios opened in 1989 and Disney MGM the following year, the goals of the two rival parks had one objective: introduce a whole generation to the thrills of making our favorite films. Practical effects, green screen effects, animal training, you name it. This was an open look into an industry that had long been generally closed off to the public without having to tour the real, actual Californian studios.
Better still, you weren't just gawking at sets and movie stars. Individual guests had the potential to star in a handful of these attractions and be the center of attention in their family scrapbooks.
But sometime later that decade, guests began to lose interest. Both parks watched with their own mutual interests as guests gravitated more towards the thrill rides like Tower of Terror and Back to the Future. While there was still plenty of love for the movie-making rides, it was clear patrons preferred the movie-themed rides.
In 1998, Disney's Animal Kingdom opened its gates and Universal's Islands of Adventure followed suit a year later. This time, it wasn't boxed-up wooden, cardboard facades of exotic locations. It was total immersion into the exotic locations with conviction. Now you could go to Harambe, Anandapur, Seuss Landing, Jurassic Park, and Marvel's Superhero Island and actually feel like you're there, not just a semblance of make-believe. Pretty soon, the focus in the two parks skewed away from behind the scenes and focused more on the exploited film franchises like Jaws,
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Men in Black,
Star Wars,
Shrek,
Toy Story,
Despicable Me,
The Muppets,
and of course, Harry Potter.
Suddenly, going to themed sets seemed like a cheap cop-out, as guests clearly preferred going to rides and areas with in-depth theming.
But that couldn't have been the only reason.
Well, no, it wasn't. Another thing gained traction in the 90s that changed the world forever. Everybody's best friend and worst enemy, the Internet.
Oh, wait, you mean the era of America Online? You've got mail.
Turn it off!
Oh, sorry. Just driving a point home. Which, by the way, was...
My point was that the Internet instigated a whole new era. Within a few short decades, suddenly we were able to relay information to millions, nay, billions of people within nanoseconds. We entered the information age. With a click of a mouse, we could research anything from scientific discoveries, politics, current events...
Can we please hurry this up? I need to update my blog on thismovieisissick.com.
And entertainment updates.
Wait, what? What does that have to do with spending the day at Disney MGM or Universal?
Both parks utilized their resources to not only showcase movie-making techniques, but also the latest in film updates. Remember when we talked about the old magic of Disney animation, where you could actually watch animated films being developed right in front of your eyes?
Oh, yeah.
Also, the advent of the DVD.
Okay, you totally lost me on that one. What do DVDs
Come on, dude. You watch more behind-the-scenes features than you do the actual movies.
And what does that have to do with... Oh...
Yep. All those bonus features, even the ones on the $5 DVDs at Walmart, are available now for just about everybody. Bottom line, finding out how films are made is no longer a real mystery to the average Joe. So, showcasing the industry is no longer as special an event as it used to be.
But that doesn't make sense. I mean, it's not just about that. Don't people want to be the center of attention? They don't want to be called upon as an extra to participate in shows like they do at Indiana Jones or Backlot Tour, Disaster, or Horror Makeup Show?
Well, of course they do. We are living in the age of the selfie, after all. That's why those attractions you mentioned still exist. The demand is there, and there's enough of it to keep those rides and shows around. But still, the reason Universal and Hollywood Studios aren't showcasing film techniques boils down to one more glaring reason.
And that is...
computers.
Hold up. Didn't you already talk about computers?
Now, I talked about the internet. I'm talking about CGI and computer-generated effects. Quick, what is the number one complaint about Lucas's Star Wars prequels?
Everything that involved Jar Jar?
I was thinking more about the blatant overuse of computer-generated effects over practical effects. While practical effects are still done today, I mean, just look at Star Wars Episode 7, it's just not nearly as practical, efficient, or frugal as rendering them in a state-of-the-art computer system.
So how does that affect the studio's parks?
Well, say you can walk by set pieces of movies, like at the Studio Backlot Tour, or you can watch animators sketching out characters at the Magic of Disney Animation. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Now, just imagine how cool it would be to see a bunch of artists hunched over their computers, full of colored grids, numbers, and windows, most having images on their computer looking nothing like the final product. Riveting, isn't it?
Absolutely! Wait, what?
Exactly. Whether it's CGI effects or an entire CGI animated movie, it's just not as visually interesting to the average guest as seeing something tangible, like a prop, a costume, a set piece, or an animated sketch. So ultimately, if these films can't showcase film production properly, what should Universal and Hollywood Studios showcase?
Well, I think they're getting the right idea. No matter what, we'll always love our favorite TV shows and movies for the stories, the characters, and the most relevant aspect of pertaining to theme parks, settings. It's fun to pretend to be a star of a movie, but it's even more fun to actually visit Hogwarts and fly with Harry Potter or Tatooine and fight alongside the rebels. And thanks to countless sources of inspiration, we could be taking on far more exciting adventures, whether it's aboard the Millennium Falcon, the DeLorean, the TARDIS, the Enterprise, the Black Pearl, the SHIELD helicarrier, or even Calvin and Hobbes' wagon. And each time we are able to fully be thrust and immersed into our favorite environments.
Well, it is a step further than what Walt Disney began his legacy on. So, Universal, Hollywood Studios, continue doing what you're doing. Get us into the heart of our favorite shows and movies. We'll absolutely miss seeing green screen in action or seeing how explosions and fight choreography are executed. But with times a-changin', this is the best possible move in that direction. That said, I'm SurferClock.
And I'm just a CGI rendering in reality.
And thanks for listening to What's the Attraction?
While our work is your vacation. Hooray for Hollywood indeed.
Mm-hmm.